So I remember not liking season 6 very much, but upon rewatching it, it's actually a solid, fun, and entertaining season. This one seems has a lot of references to other things and whatnot, and introductions to dragons on this show is awesome. Well, not awesome, but with the limited budget, they did what they could. So yeah, Dean is living that normal life, cooking eggs, working a normal job, living Lisa and Ben, teaching Ben how to use a goddamn Impala. And then he starts seeing weird shit around this little town he's in, and then Yellow Eye pops up, and you're like, this is not possible. What the hell's going on? This is gotta be some kind of trick. And it is. And then you got Sam stabbing him with this syringe. And not gonna lie, at first, when I first watched it, I thought it was Lucifer. I was like, maybe Lucifer found like a loophole, but no, it's actually Sam. He seems more focused, it seems like. More focused on hunting. So yeah, he's basically been a year. Basically this whole damn time. And ruining a season 5 finale. But anyways, he's been hunting with a bunch of other hunters. They turned out to be close family members. And one of these family members is Samuel, Mary's father. Which I don't know why they brought this goddamn character back. He didn't add anything to the season. Let's be honest. I'll be honest. He did nothing basically. He just was kind of there. I don't know why they brought him back. Maybe they like the actor, because I do like the actor. He is a good actor, but I don't know. Having him in this season was just kind of a waste in my opinion. But yeah, while that's happening, they're like hunting monsters basically. This whole season's big on monsters and souls. And so they hunt whatever was hunting Dean. They get her. Samuel's very hard about capturing, not killing them. He captured sort of the main chick, tells him to go before the brothers find them. Yeah, he's very secretive about that. Bobby again knew the 1 year too, but again, as Bobby tells the Dean got out. He was so happy living that normal life. He could have lived with Lisa and Ben and not gone hunting, basically. And so again, and then with 1 year, off not hunting, Dean is clearly rusty. In episode 2, they start introducing these alphas, so like alpha wolves, alpha vamps, alpha everything, and then they introduce this alpha shapeshifter, I believe. And alpha is a first of that creature's kind. So this alpha is very powerful than it normally should be, and it made a baby with another human. And so there's just a half human / shapeshifter baby. And Sam and they get around taking care of it. They did, first of all, they call it all the goddamn time. It's a goddamn baby, guys. Come on. It's a cute ass baby too. Gives them smiles and shit. And it switches skin color because the shapeshifter. So Alpha keeps finding them. They go to Samuel and his family. Kills, I think, one of them. Knocks them all out. Turns into Sam and Dean. Gets their baby and leaves. And so again, I like it when the brothers are defeated. And they were defeated in this episode. The Alpha beat them. But yeah, the brothers, again, it's good seeing the brothers lose and not constantly win all the goddamn time. Because it's what keeps it fresh. What keeps it good and whatnot. Finally, Castiel is back. Waited like 2 episodes to have him come in. But yeah, with Sam being out of hell randomly, he doesn't know. He starts calling for Cass within the 1 year. He doesn't come, but when Dean does, he comes because they have some special bond or something. Turns out Cass has been pretty busy. There's an angel war going on up in heaven. Raphael, the archangel from last season, told Cass that he would go for him, and he did. He wants to rule heaven, which him and a couple other angels don't really want. And so while that's happening, there's this angel Balthazar. Basically told this kid to sell his own soul so he could get a weapon. This kid uses his weapon to go after police officers because they're corrupt. So they made this Balthazar. He lives in this mansion. Episode 3, by the way, has some gnarly ass shit. There's like bugs crawling out of people's fucking brains. There's a frog comes out of a person's mouth. Some super gnarly shit. Sort of a different direction. And oh, forgot to mention, Sarah Gamble is now a showrunner for this season and next season. She was like a writer and producer / executive producer. So it made sense for her to rise up and be the showrunner. There's a lot of her influence and what she wants. So Raphael wants Castiel dead. He goes to them. Balthazar is the one angel that seems to have everything. And so he doesn't kill Raphael, but destroys the host's body because the actor probably couldn't be there anymore. And then they trap in a holy fire. Turns out Cass leads them. They go away. And the brother is kind of in for a loop. Like, what the hell? This is kind of a waste of time and whatnot. Oh, Cass also fucking sticks his hand in this kid's fucking stomach to see if he has a soul or not. That shit looks painful as hell. Episode 5 isn't necessarily a story. However, it is the episode where Sam watches and let his brother turn into a vampire in order to have a spy within a vampire's camp so that Sam and the rest of Samuel's family could go and kill them, which is super messed up. We started seeing signs of Sam sort of being focused and weird. Dean didn't ask him in the early episodes, like, how do you feel after, because he was in hell. Dean knows how that feels. He said he's fine. Goddamn lie. And this motherfucker Sam just lets his brother turn to a vampire. So Dean starts having fangs, starts hearing people's hearts and not. He goes to Lisa and Ben, checks on them, hurts Ben a little bit, and then calls Samuel that he has a cure. And then even Samuel mentions like Sam did let his brother turn into a vamp in order just to have like a spy within one of the camp. Kind of messed up from just another family member or whatnot. Dean gets in there, kills most of them and whatnot. Sam and Samuel, they go help. They have the cure on them. Somehow this cure makes Dean seeing Sam's face or something. Some kind of BS, but whatever. Dean now knows not to really trust Sam no more. So after they're done hunting a case, Dean knocks out Sam because Sam admits that something's wrong with him. So he calls Castiel. Castiel does the whole hand and the stomach thing. Turns out Sam has no soul. His soul is stuck with Michael and Lucifer in the cage for a year, which means that not only do they have to get the soul back, but that soul is just totally messed up. However, with Sam being soulless, he feels nothing. He says he's just a super blunt person and can get out of things, and he hasn't slept at all. He didn't sleep for a year, which is what I want. I want more time. Why can't humans do that? Anyways, immortality. They go back to Samuel thing. Samuel kinda knew something's wrong with Sam. He's a great hunter, but he is kind of scared with him being soulless. Cass go back up to heaven because he's got a war going on. Dean obviously doesn't trust Samuel. Samuel doesn't trust him. And then the whole family, they decide to go hunt this alpha vamp. And they eventually hunt it. They get them. Sam, they talk to him, tells them why their grandfather wants answers for him for some reason. And he reveals to them, where do monsters go when they die? They don't go to heaven or hell. They go to this place called Purgatory, where monsters die. If they die on Earth, then their soul goes back into Purgatory with a bunch of other monsters. And that's what the grandfather wants to know. Where is it located? The alpha vamp, by the way, looks awesome. The actor that they cast, perfect. Looks and sounds like scary as fuck. The alpha vamp. He gets out almost by Dean. And then there's this demon inside one of the family members. They just come in and quick and get out of there. Get the alpha vamp. Turns out Crowley's behind this. And Samuel's Crowley's bitch because he promised to get Mary back and whatnot. It runs in the family, trying to save their own family, trying to bring the family from the dead up to the grave and whatnot. And so yeah, that's why Sam is looking for Crowley. Crowley's going after Purgatory for reasons, as he said. It's location. Caged heat. As I said before, this season is good, but there are just kind of like nothing amazing in my opinion. There are a few exceptions, but again, in terms of the narrative, it's solid. But yeah, Meg is back. Yeah, I've totally forgot to mention her. She just kind of showed up in season 5 and then never came back. She's back in season 6. She hates Crowley's gut because she's one of the Lucifer followers. So Crowley is King of Hell. Forgot to mention that in the filler episode, in episode 4, Weekend of Bobby's. He's a King of Hell now with Lucifer gone. So he's getting rid of any Lucifer followers, and Meg and some demons are one of them. So Sam and Dean, they work for Meg, another Dean, another goddamn. Yeah, they all want Crowley dead. There is a scene where Sam calls Castiel, and he basically, since he's soulless, he just tells him straight up, you owe us. He even admits to wanting to kill and try to find a way to kill Cass, and Cass is watching porn. There's this funny bit, and it's useless and dumb, but he watches porn that picks him and kisses Meg, and then we see throughout Crowley has all these alphas just stored up to tell them where Purgatory is, who created them, made them, and whatnot. And so the brothers get to them. Meg uses her ring and whatnot. They have him in Devil's Trap. He plays all of them. Cass has a bag of his bone. He burns it up. Crowley supposedly dies. The episode ends with, well, first of all, Meg just goes, so we all knew she was gonna leave. She's alive, still out there somewhere. Turns out Sammy really doesn't want his soul. He likes the way he is, and he's gonna leave it at that. Episode 11, I honestly remember only because your boy, Freddy Krueger himself, Robert Englund, is in a supernatural episode. How they got him on here, I don't know. I might have to look that up later on, but it was awesome seeing Freddy Krueger in a supernatural episode interacting with Dean in a Chinese market. He goes and kills himself so he can speak with death, but Tessa's back. He speaks with Tessa, and then God shows up, tells him that he wants to save Adam and get Sam's soul back in the cage, but he only needs to choose one, so it's Sam's soul. Just because Dean, Death wants to teach Dean a lesson, he wants Dean to become him for one day, for 24 hours, in order just to see how he does things, and so he can get some souls back. He meets Tessa. He becomes deaf. There are some funny moments with the pizza guy and the robbery. Till when it comes to a kid, comes to a child, pulls on a heartstring. He can't do it. He breaks the rule. He fucks everything up. While that's happening, Sam doesn't want his soul. So he has Balthazar that he needs to kill his father figure in order to reverse some kind of spell. It's basically just Sam hunting Bobby, and they both outsmart each other, but Sam eventually ties up Bobby, tries to kill him. Dean miraculously comes back in time, fucking punch the shit out of him. And then him and Dev talk about the lesson and whatnot, how hard it is, blah 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 blah. Turns out he's gonna give soul to Sam either way. And then when he goes into the chamber, Bobby's chamber, he does tell Sam that there's going to be a wall and it's eventually going to break. However, this won't permanent. It won't be a concrete thing. Like a Virgin, episode title number 12 is where they introduce dragons. Now I was really excited. Obviously they can have a Game of Thrones level dragon. They don't have $30 to $50 million budget, which is ridiculous, still crazy and ridiculous. So they just have to use a human body basically, which sucks. But again, with the budget what the show has, using that getting a real actual dragon on the show. But it's a fun episode. episode with dragons abducting virgins and whatnot. Sam is back, and then Cassio sort of checks up on him. He's normal. He finds out that he was soulless and did some dumb, dirty, wrong things and whatnot. It's also weird that this was episode 12 was the mid-season premiere after the winter break, and it kind of felt like a filler. It's weird. It was like 11 episodes for like a while. I think it was just a season. I don't know, but yeah, it was weird. But the fact after the winter break they returned episode 12 with mostly filler. Not complaining. There's some funny moments, dragons and shit. It's still weird. Episode 16 is, and then they were not obviously playing drawing inspiration from an old ass movie that I haven't watched. It's horror, where it kind of plays like a horror scenario where there's a lot of people and one by one they each go and then there were fewer. So they meet Samuel family with Bobby and Rufus, and then slowly again they all die, but they keep saying that they keep having this feeling in their ear, and so there's this monster worm going to a certain people's ear, like the Thing. I thought of the Thing, and it's slowly killing each human. They all eventually kill each other. Yes, even Samuel. Character was useless. I don't know why they brought him back, but whatever. It's just up to the brothers, Rufus and Bobby. Bobby's is got the thing inside him, kills Rufus, fucking a big ass like knife blade to his fucking heart. Rufus dies, and this monster through Bobby explains how the mother Eve, which I forgot to mention, she was introduced in like a virgin, the mother of all Eve that created all the monsters. But yeah, it explains how they have a mother and how they're gonna take over. Typical villain stuff. Not really great motivation, honestly. I kind of tuned out when he was talking. We have all our mothers and whatnot. They get it out, they kill it. They obviously build great for Rufus. Poor Rufus. I wish he would have been more episodes. Funny enough, he is in episodes after this. Obviously flashbacks and whatnot. 18's next? Okay, yeah. It's the Wild Wild West one, where the brothers ask Cass to travel back in time to talk to Samuel Colt and use not only talk to Samuel Colt, the creator of the cult, to convince him to go kill someone. Hold on. They basically need the ashes from this thing or whatever, and Samuel Colt kills it. Within a couple of hours, they're there. However, Dean uses it gonna kill it because they need the ash to kill Eve. So while that's happening, there's this angel chick that hates Cass, that damages him. And again, angels, I don't know why he's working with angels again. They're assholes. But he has his followers against Raphael. She has to kill him. He's hurt. He needs to touch Bobby's soul so that he can tap into the human body or something so he can get the boys back. They kill the feather guy, the ash guy. Completely forgetting this episode. I really should have paid attention. I did write notes down. I wrote touch it, the Old West, Samuel Colt. That's all I wrote. Oh, and ashes. Yep, that's what I wrote. They don't get it. And then there's this man. This is kind of ridiculous, but also really funny. There's this mail that gets dropped off to Bobby's house. Turns out to be Samuel Colt from like 100 years ago or some shit. Okay, I like it was 100 years ago. Was it? No idea. But they get the ashes of bottle through him and his old ass wood thing so that they can kill Eve. So yeah, Bobby, the boys, and Cass, they try to go kill Eve. So they go in this diner first to, do whatever, eat. And then turns out Cass can't use his powers because of Eve. She has control over them. They're her mothers or whatnot. Even though, I don't know, I didn't picture that. But yeah, she's going around affecting other people, creating chaos, creating monsters. They go, turns out she was in the diner. First place that they were at, she was there. She's the little girl, turns into their mother. So their mother has a bit of fun. They start talking about how Crowley's alive. Surprise, surprise. Crowley is alive. No one believed them, but Crowley is alive. While that's happening, Dean eggs her on to bite him. She does. Turns out he's had ashes on him the whole damn time. He was drinking ash within his own body. So she dies. And then Cass gets his power back, so he can blind all the people's eyes. They all die. And then, oh, by the way, there's also these two little boys that they save. One of them turned out to be a monster. They go to check on them. Turns out they're sulfur. So demons are, still around. Maybe Crowley is alive. And then they start questioning Castiel's sort of loyalty. Maybe he purposely burned that body up so they could get Crowley off their scent. Turns out it was true. Cass and Crowley are working together. So I guess this is sort of my issue with kind of the whole season. It took them 20 episodes in to just tell the audience that Castiel went to the cage and saved Sam without his soul and brought him on Earth. There's a lot of questions. I thought getting into the cage was fucking hard. Like, how the hell did Castiel just go in? It's like, oh, you're back up. Like, they never explained that. Apparently it was so hard to get in. Exactly 20 episodes in. By the time it was 20 episodes in a season, I kind of don't give a shit about how Sam got out, honestly. It just 20 episodes. But it was just all about Cass, why he teamed with Crowley, why he wants Raphael dead, why he kind of lied to the brothers, why he's doing what he's doing. It's kind of all pinned on Castiel, which they probably weren't planning to, because they have no plan after 5. Each season after 5 is basically a 1 season arc, which isn't a bad thing. A lot of shows do that, but it's basically like, yeah, nothing's intentionally happening, nothing's planned out. It's just, and they will introduce something last minute, which I don't blame them for. Don't remember much from episode 21. On my notes, oh, never mind, I remember. Episode 21 is the Ben and Lisa episode where Crowley takes them hostage and they has to go take care of them and whatnot. So never really cared for the characters. Even if they were to stick around, their story would have been going in circles where they're just a burden to Dean. They would have been there for annoyance. So I'm glad they had Cass wipe their minds so they would never return, and they could basically go away. Again, it would just be going in circles. Dean having to constantly save them, and then them remembering Dean. Like, super glad they just kind of got that out of the way and whatnot. So I was super thrilled to watch this episode again. Not a bad episode. It's okay. Never really care for the characters. More Crowley, by the way. He's a great sort of character and villain. More of that. The finale is solid. It's not great. It's good. A lot of it does feel like it's half of it in Sam's mind, because Cass broke Sam's mind and Cass got Bobby's blonde ex-girlfriend or something killed. But yeah, he's in the mind remembering hell, remembering the things that he did wrong. While that's happening, Raphael and Crowley are working together. Cass gives Balthazar, because he tells Bobby and Dean what's going on. Bobby and Dean drive the Impala. The Impala gets fucked, and then Sam eventually wakes up, catches up to them on foot, which is ridiculous. So yeah, they all want to go to purgatory, which is this whole season is trying to find purgatory and go to purgatory. So while that's happening, they're waiting, they're doing a spell. Turns out Cass gave them the wrong blood, and then Cass just gulped up all these goddamn souls. Crowley just runs away like he does and kills Raphael, because Cass, new Cass by the way, God Cass, has plans for Crowley, but not Raphael. Kills his own angel brother, kind of taunts Bobby and Dean, says that they never trust him even though he would win. And so Sam's comes in the wrong time, stab Cass. The angel blade doesn't work because he got all the souls inside his body, and then claims that he is the new father, the new god, and everyone shall bow down to him. And yeah, I remember thinking like, what the fuck? Kind of came out of nowhere. But again, with CW renewing their shows in like January or February, by that time the writers are probably near the end of writing their last chunk of episodes, so they have to come up with something. They have to come up with something on the spot on the last chunk of episodes, usually in the last episode, the last 5 minutes, or the last minute basically. Again, season 6 overall not a bad season. It's clearly a step down, not as good as first 5 obviously. There are some funny moments, like the breaking the fourth wall episode, not story, but it's a fantastic episode. Even in the seasons that I don't like, and hopefully I will like probably watching, you have some pretty good and sometimes fantastic filler episodes that can balance out the horrible narrative or just boring narrative. But yeah, this is clearly a step down. Sarah Gamble did the best that she could. Knowing the way how these shows are made, it's kind of panicky and whatnot. I actually watched a recent podcast or like 30-minute video of her, Eric Kripke, explaining how basically a 22 episode season of Supernatural was made. It seems stressful as hell, and I think Sarah Gamble did a pretty good job with what she did with her as a first season as showrunner.